Monday night. So we are live here in Ocala. I'm actually in my office as opposed to in the studio. So I don't know, it's just a little more comfortable for me here. I should be used to the studio just because I spend so much time in there, but yeah, it's actually more comfy in here, I guess. So yeah, just sitting back, relaxing, getting some final paperwork done, and yeah, that's about it. So anyway, if it helps, I literally, just to know, I just ate lunch maybe half an hour ago. It was a little bit chaotic today. So we had somebody flew in, and that were interested in purchasing a home a year from now, but considering that they were thinking about new construction and custom homes versus spec homes versus resale homes, a year really isn't actually that much, because with a new construction custom home, it's going to take 12 to 18 months to get the house completed, depending on the size of it and the customization and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's really actually not that much time. It's about right. So yeah, that's what we were doing with that. And then I don't know, it feels weird because I haven't actually had like a full week in the office in like a month. Because we had the realtors convention, um and that's like through the week, and I had to go to that Tuesday through Friday. So it was like I literally worked here Monday and that was it. And I had to be in Orlando at like, I think my appointment was at like 8:15 in the morning. So I mean we were up really early and just gone. And then we had the hurricane, and then so that shut the office down for 2 days. It shut pretty much everything down for 2 days, which I can't really complain about that because we really didn't have any damage. I mean, we're in Marion County. Citrus County did, because of the storm surge. Not really high winds. It was just storm surge. So that did some damage over in like Crystal River and mm, and some parts of the Cedar Key and stuff like that. That was underwater. But Marion County, no, we're way too far. In order to have storm surge, we would have to actually have like ocean. We don't have ocean in Marion County. That's on the coast. So we don't have coast. So yeah. And then what do we have? We had right after that, we had like 1 or 2 days in the office, and then we had Labor Day weekend. So the office was closed yet again. And then last week, we're like, okay, a normal week. No, because we had NARPM, which is the National Association of Residential Property Managers. It's my little NARPM pin. Yeah. So we had that convention as well, it was 2 days. So my husband and I went to that. So just got back to the office today, and I was like, okay, a day where I can actually like have the meetings I need that we've been skipping, and get my paperwork done, and get some of this training that I need to get, done and everything. And nope, we almost forgot that we had Feeding the Fearless this morning, which was super important. It was really cool. It was an event where we did like care packages. So we did like some cookies and some candy and some popcorn and some chips and some hand sanitizer bottles and chapsticks, and I don't know, like all sorts of little stuff. And we put it into these little goodie bags, and then we put tissue on the top, and then all of the agents that could went over to anyway, they went to a parking lot, and sorry, I'm making myself tired. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so they went over to a parking lot at like, I don't know, 11 o'clock this morning, 11:30. And some of them were drivers and some were loaders. And so they had all of these like stations set up. And so some of the stations were like water bottles, and some of the stations are like the main meals. Some of the stations were soda. Some of the stations were like ours, like care packages. And so according to how many meals they have that they're going to be feeding people, so these drivers come through and they'll have like numbers on that say like 50 or 24 or 5 or whatever, and they drive through, and so you get as many care packages or meals, excuse me, or water bottles or whatever according to how many is on there. And then those drivers take them as quick as possible. Everything is as fast as possible. And so they load up the cars and they go to fire stations and police stations and emergency services like the hospitals and stuff like that. And it's for the employees that are working as, frontline workers, basically. So, obviously it's, to remember 9/11, but it's still really fun. And it's a really great way to give back a little bit and to acknowledge that there are some really hard workers out there and that we appreciate them. So we all participated with that. It was, but I had actually planned on, getting all of the stuff ahead of time for the care packages because we did like over 50 of them. And yeah, totally hit me on like Saturday. Oh, that's on Monday. Okay, so Amazon is not going to be happening. Thankfully, Lottie is amazing, and you hit my light right there.
Sure.
Thank you. I forgot to turn it on. It got dark in here. Whoa, like that was a little too bright. Okay. Anyway, I need some sun now. So now Alati Fonseca is one of our agents, and she is like the go-to person. She like makes things happen. So she's like, we got this. So she went and got the cookies and the bags, and she's like, okay, what about this? And what about that? And let's get this all. And then we put it all in boxes that we had here at the office. And then we sent that over with one of the drivers. He took it over there. And then the agents that were over at the event were like, it's super, super hot. Can we get the tent? So thankfully, one of the other employees came in and were like, okay, you're going to go and take this tent down there because they're all cooking. And yeah, it was funny. The whole thing was just a lot of fun, really crazy. I really wanted to go and load up cars. That's my favorite thing to do. But I just did the care packages with Lottie because we had, like I said, we had somebody coming in, so we couldn't go out. I know it sounds really weird because it was really, really hot, but still, going and hanging out with your team and getting all these things done, and it's just super fast paced and a lot of fun. And we didn't get to do that part, so we just had the care packages this morning, which was okay. But there's a lot of cookies left over around here. And I was already going, whoa, that's a lot of cookies. That's a lot of sugar temptation. So we've got it over by our coffee area and stuff for when people come in. But then somebody came in and brought these really cool boxes for our customers that are like, thank you cookies and cupcakes, just to kind of show what they can do and to like encourage us to get these for our customers, because they can put like our logos on the cookies and everything, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, so they gave us 2 boxes of that, and they are really cool. You want me to show you? Do you want me to show you? I don't know. Is anybody in here? Let me see. All right, I'm gonna go get it. You can look at like my decorations back here. So tempting because they're so pretty. Okay, but this is what she brought us. Okay, it's so cute, right? And then, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm scared I'm gonna like dump this whole thing on my desk, but there's like little logos that you can put. So we'd have like that on our cookies, and then she's got little keys and some really cool brownies and very colorful, sparkly cookies. I don't know, just all sorts of stuff. And it says, as seen on the, oops, I just put the box edge into one of the cupcakes and the frosting. All right. But it has it's a realtor's gourmet welcome gift box. I don't know. You can actually do savory entrees and desserts for 2 adults. They even have stuff for pets as well, so you can have, like, I don't know, all of the above. So, yeah, if anybody was interested in doing that. I thought it was really neat. It says delivered free of charge to your office or to the title office on the morning of settlement. So, I don't know, I thought it was really neat. And then my agent got my dog something really cool. Can you see? My dog My dog is so sweet, and she's gonna be wearing this. Isn't that cute? It's so cute. Love it. It's so stretchy and everything. So we've got Bark in the Park coming up in October, and we've got something for. We've got so much stuff going on in October. So it's a little bit crazy there. So yeah, we've got the first thing is actually in Inverness. It's going to be the Cooter Festival. And so it's a soft shell turtle in case any of you guys have your minds in the gutter. But yeah, it's a soft shell turtle. And they actually have something called Cooter Pond, which is actually a huge lake over there. But they have the Cooter Festival, and they've had it every year for the last like 20 years, I guess. And so they're going to be doing that. There's Sue and Brett trying to join in. Hello. I don't know. They'll figure it out. So yeah, it was actually really, really cool that we're gonna be doing that. And that is actually like a carnival theme. So at first I was like, oh, okay, we'll just do like free face painting. Well, there's actually somebody doing face painting that is actually going to get paid to do it. Well, we were going to do it for free. So, of course, that would actually be hurting them. So, we're not doing the face painting. And then I was like, okay, well, why don't we do a dunk tank? Except there's going to be a music festival that night. And when we get rid of the water in the dunk tank, it's going to like basically flood a small area. So, they're like, that's a no go. Like, man. So, we are going to have little baseballs and actually, they're dog toys. And we're going to have people hit cans. So I don't know how to decorate the cans up, but it looked like fun. So it's all supposed to be carnival themed. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And then we're also going to be doing Jeeptoberfest, which is like a 3-day event. So I just ordered 200 rubber duckies of varying colors, shapes, and whatever. Because apparently, if you like, I've never owned a Jeep. Okay, don't hate me, but I haven't. But I have a lot of friends that have Jeeps. And apparently, if you have a Jeep and somebody leaves a rubber ducky on your Jeep, it's a compliment and it means that they really like your Jeep and it's an awesome Jeep. So we have like 200 of these rubber duckies that we're going to be giving away so that even if somebody doesn't have a Jeep, they can pick out their favorite Jeeps and leave duckies for the Jeep owners. So we're going to be doing that. I don't know who started this, but it is a thing. It is very much a thing. If you are a Jeep owner, you probably have some rubber duckies that somebody just left you, which is just weird, but whatever. So then we also have Bark in the Park, which of course, Lucy, our crazy dog, will be there doing that. Probably have her at Jeeptoberfest as well. I don't know. We're just going to have her like all over. She has a little blue polo as well, but it doesn't have her company name on it. This is like it's really well done. This is Ali Pena gave this to me today. So it was funny though, because she gave it to my husband and he was he's like trying to figure out why she's giving him underwear because he said that looked like underwear. And I mean, maybe a little bit, but if you look at the back, no. So I don't know. I thought it was adorable. Let's see what else. And then the first weekend in November, we are going to be doing our chili cook-off. Chili cook-off is awesome. It's just so much fun. And yeah, we'll be doing that. We're doing, I don't know if I can tell you. It's going to be the same theme as last year for us because we really feel like we can do more of the Hawaiian tropical kind of theme. And the chili with the sweet chili and the volcanic chili are both pretty amazing. So we're gonna do a Hawaiian theme again. So I don't know. Should be fun. Who's all on here tonight? I'm just sitting here talking right along. I've got Dawn. Cool. She invited us to go to one of her communities and do a Monday night live at one of the communities, which would actually be a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do that soon. I wonder if I'm allowed to bring them dinner. I could probably bring dinner with me. That would be cool. I bet they'd appreciate that because it is. I mean, I don't know if you guys would be like really care if we sat there and eat, but like one of our favorite places. I don't know. Bring it with. We'll see what I can come up with. But I don't know. Feels kind of weird eating in one of the DR Horton model homes because eventually that is going to be somebody's house. So I don't know. But I love the model homes. Those are so pretty. So might go and do that. So yeah, that's actually one of the managers was inviting me to do that. Maybe even next week. Let's see. I was actually looking at my crazy calendar. It doesn't look that crazy, but I promise you it is. It's a little intense. Yeah, maybe next week we will be at a DR Horton place. I don't know what my hair is doing. It is almost long enough. It's so close. But yeah, if I can just get it like 10 inches and still have some left over for me, it's going to be donated. So I'm thinking it's going to be, my husband and I were like estimating, it's probably going to be in January. So we'll see. But yeah, I finally get to go back to a normal length of hair. This is ridiculous. You guys have no idea how thick it is, which yeah, I know I shouldn't complain, but at the same time, I'm like constantly fighting. It's like an octopus, like constantly coming at me. So yeah, no, it needs to be like here, like shoulder length. That's perfect. This is a little much. So yeah, it looks like next week I will be on a location for my evening. Yeah, so cool. Ooh. And then this weekend I actually have my aunt coming in, so that's cool. She is crazy. I don't know if she's on here or not. I love you, Aunt Jan. So she wants to go to Disney, and I don't want to go do Disney. So we're gonna go to a really cool looking hotel that she found that was fairly inexpensive actually, and it has like a lazy river and it has slides and all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna sit by the pool, and she's going to take my daughter to Disney. And I mean, it's not that I don't love Disney. I do. I really, really do. But I have been to Disney so many times. I mean, we had the Disney passes and we really felt like we weren't getting our money's worth unless we went at least once or twice a month. And we had those passes for years. I can do Disney. Like I am a pro, like literally professional level Disney customer at this point going to the parks, but I have done them many times. So at this point we don't have our passes because we are Dawn is on here and she's like, okay, so she knows that I do a Monday night live. All right, this is Dawn Hartman. She's a manager over at DR Horton. She knows I do a Monday night live because she's been on it with me. And so she's like texting me trying to set up for next week's Monday night live while I'm currently doing this week's Monday night live. So yeah. So she's getting like one word reply. She's going to think I'm mad. But it's just anyway. So yeah. So we actually were doing Disney. We had our passes. We went countless times. And then it got so the kids were just like treating it like we were going to a park or something, or like, like nothing. Um, but the final straw with us was we were like, okay, hey, you guys, we're actually, you guys have like teacher work day, so you guys both have out of school. Why don't we go and head over to Disney? And we had all four parks that we could go to. So we're like, let's go over to Disney for the day. Let's go hang out or whatever. And Michael was like, eh, let's just stay home. Let's watch TV. I just want to relax or whatever. And Lexi was the same way. She was just like, yeah, we're good. And I'm looking over at David and I'm just like, why are we paying for this? Like, why are we paying for this? They have gone so many times that they don't think of it as any big deal. You would have thought I said, hey, let's go hang out at the park, which is, I mean, technically what I did say, but I meant theme park. So him and I talked about it. We're like, okay, let's go one more time in February. And when our passes go to renew at the end of February, we're just not going to renew them. Maybe we'll try out a couple of other different parks, and because we've not really gone to a lot of other parks, and eventually maybe we'll go back to having our Disney passes. But for right now, let's just take a break on it. And he's like, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So we actually like let our passes lapse at the end of February of 2020, and the next month it was actually closed. Like Disney was closed because of COVID. So technically we did close it right before or right at COVID, but it wasn't because of that. It was because our kids have gone so many times. And it's a fantastic place to spend time as a family. It really is. If you do it right. Okay. So a lot of people don't do Disney right. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but they get up at the crack of dawn and like they're like in a rush to get down there, and they're in a rush to get on this ride and that ride and stuff. All right. What you need to know about Disney is if you skip all of that, you are in much better shape. Okay. So if you head down there, just, we mosey on out of the house about 9 or 10 in the morning, have a relaxing morning, whatever, right before we hit the park, which is right around 11 ish, depending on, if we left at 9 or 10, whatever. We'll have lunch there's this McDonald's that's like right by the parks. So we go in, have lunch there, and then we go over to one of the Disney parks and we just kind of mosey around. And of course, we had our pointing to my Fitbit like it's going to have anything, but we had our passes. So they had, their rides that they could ride without having to wait in line and stuff. So they did that. And I think you'd have like 3 rides. Okay, so that was all we did. We just walked around, maybe got a snack, had some ice cream, checked out the different shops, maybe wait in line like one thing or whatever. But between the 3 rides that they had right up front and just walking around and checking out the lines for the rides and stuff, just kind of walking around the whole park or whatever, and just, enjoying the day together. Then, we take pictures and stuff like that too. But then in the afternoon, right after they had the parade, that's about when the kids start freaking out. Like the little kids, the ones we don't have anymore, they start freaking out because they need their nap. Okay. Our kids are way past the nap station. So we'll go and do like an early dinner ish when there's not that bad of lines, maybe like 3:30, 4 o'clock. We'll either go to the taco place that has all the toppings that you can put on, or the hamburger place that was at the Magic Kingdom. We do the hamburger place, and you put all sorts of crazy toppings. They have like a huge taco or topping bar, and you can put all manner of crazy stuff on your French fries and on your burger and stuff. It's so much fun. So we'll go and do that. And then that's about the time that the smaller kids, they're toast. I mean, they are back at the hotel. They are done. They've been there since like 7 o'clock in the morning. They were up at 5 o'clock in the morning. They are done. Okay. The parents are done. They're like, this is awesome. We're going to go take a nap and come back later. Oftentimes they don't. So that's about when all of the lines start freeing up. Or if it's, hot in the afternoon, not for us so much, but for people visiting from other areas, they're like, "This is crazy hot," and they go on the water rides. We don't do the water rides most of the time because the lines are really crazy, and then your clothes are sopping wet, and then it's just really uncomfortable. So, I used to when the kids were little, I would put a change of clothes in my backpack, and that's what we do. But we don't do that anymore. I would have flip-flops because you have to wear shoes on the ride, but that doesn't mean you have to wear your sneakers. So I'd put their sneakers in bags and then put those in my backpack. And then, I mean, they could get as sopping wet as they want. They could ride as many times as they want. And then I just change out their clothes, put their wet clothes in a bag and call it good. But we don't do that kind of stuff. That was also like Lexi used to wear a costume every time she went. We don't do that anymore. Uh, but yeah, we would go to them about 7 o'clock at night. There's no lines. There's no lines. You can get on Pirates of the Caribbean like 15 times, just run through the lines and just ride as many times as you want. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. They are either having dinner or they are out cold. They're done. And then we would normally watch the fireworks from the boat as we're leaving. So you can go up on the top part of the boat and you can see perfectly all these beautiful fireworks. And instead, you do that instead of being on Main Street or something where you got to like try and walk like a penguin and have strollers run over your feet and have all of the parents like totally frazzled and stuff. We skipped all that. We would just watch it from the boat. And oftentimes you would actually from the boat you could actually hear the music and everything, and it was just really beautiful, and there's unobstructed views and you see all of the other lighting and it's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So yeah, that's how we did Disney. It was very mellow. It was not stressful at all. But again, we weren't in a rush. It wasn't like it was like this one time, so we have to do everything. No, it was like, okay, what do we feel like doing? Well, let's check and see what, it's just a different feel when you are a Florida resident and you have passes. It really is. It's so less stressful. Because yeah, I get it. I mean, if you've come down here and you're spending like $10,000 in hotels and transportation and the parks and the food and all of the other stuff, I get it. You want to get your money's worth. But we have found it to be a much better visit if you don't stress out. Don't try and get there at the crack of dawn. It's still going to be there long after you're tired. Trust me, you can do Disney all day long and the park will still be there and you will be exhausted. So just, slow it down a bit. Enjoy. It's okay. When the kids were little, I would actually make sure to take sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I did them frozen in individual bags. And then I put them in a bin. And that's what was in my backpack. Because yes, you can actually bring food into the parks. A lot of people don't know that, but you can. So yeah, I would bring in. And it was, at the time, it was like in the recession. Like we couldn't afford anything. But I still wanted to do Disney. So we did. We did Disney all the time. But we did the peanut butter jelly. Then one day I was like, you know what? We're doing well. I've got some breathing room in my budget. I'm going to let Lexi pick whatever she wants. It was just her and I that day. Because that was another thing. Sometimes I would take Michael. Sometimes I would take her. Sometimes it would be all of us. You don't have to it just depends on which one is free. So I was Lexi and I one time, and I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and get food there. And I had never actually bought food at Disney before, besides, like little snacky snacks, like the popcorn. By the way, the popcorn is an excellent deal. Always get the popcorn because you can get like the commemorative bucket and you refill it for like $2. Fantastic deal, especially for the family of 4. Knock yourselves out. So I was like, all right, we're going to go ahead and get anything you want, Lexi. We're going to go in and we're going to eat lunch at Disney. We went through, I think we were at Animal Kingdom that time. I think it was Animal Kingdom. I don't know. We went through, it was the longest line ever because we hit it right at lunchtime. That's a terrible idea. And then guess what she ordered? She ordered a Uncrustables peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I paid $7 for that baby. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I was like, there is a better way to do this, and I'm going to find out what that is. But yeah, I kept feeling bad because, it was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and all of that. I was like, it's what I can afford. But, I still felt like a little bit, ooh, about it because I couldn't afford like all these crazy things like, that some of the other parents were getting. But at least, I did get to take her to Disney. I took the kids all the time. But yeah, first opportunity for her to get anything she wanted, anything at all, anywhere in any of the parks. What does she get? Freaking Smucker's Uncrustables. I was like, really? Really? Whatever. To this day, I would probably still it's just, we did find places that we liked, but some of the parks don't have food that we really like, I guess. And it's really super long lines for the food. And it just, I don't know, is okay. Some of them are like some of the restaurants. Epcot is, that does not count. Epcot, especially, they have the food and wine festival. Oh, so good. So good. If you ever get to go to the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival, you will be blown away. Some of the recipes that I found there, I still use today. It was the first time I had chimichurri sauce was there, and I know how to make it without even using a recipe at this point. But yeah, it's really cool because it's like you walk around the entire world, the Epcot world, and all the little countries, and they add different countries too because there's a lot of space for it. So they have these little, I don't know, little sheds, but they're supposed to be like mini restaurants basically. And each one of these little mini restaurants have just tapas. It's little bites of stuff. So maybe it's like a little cup of soup or escargot baked in bread, depending on if you're in France, that the little France shed. Depending on, maybe it's is it poutine? Poutine, the Canadian one, they'll have the French fries with the gravy and the cheese. I don't know. So depending on what part of the countries you have, you can try different things. So like the first time I tried boba tea was at Epcot. And I love it now. My daughter is also equally obsessed with it. If not more so. So, I mean, there's just really fun stuff. And you don't really worry about like, am I going to like it? Am I not going to like it? Because what my husband and I do is we get like, I'll get one thing, he'll get one thing, or maybe we won't get anything at that particular one if nothing is like that interesting. If it said like ribs, I'll be like, I don't care about ribs. It's Florida. I can get ribs anywhere. Like I want to try something different, fish with a mango salsa. That I want to try because I want to see, how they came up with it or what they did. But ribs, no, I got that. I'm good. So, you try like you get the little things and then so I'll get one and he'll get one and then we'll, share bites. So we actually get to try a little bit of everything and we just kind of walk around and try stuff throughout the whole park. It's so fun. So fun. That I would probably buy tickets for, but we're not going to that. So anyway, but yeah, my aunt is going to be going to Disney. Alexi's going to Disney. Everybody's going to Disney. I'm going to be sitting by the pool. I'm good. So yeah, should be fun. But I mean, again, we only live like an hour from Disney. So for me, the big vacation was actually going to a hotel that had a lazy river. Because you show me a lazy river, I will show you a lazy Andrea. I do not get out of that thing. I will literally sit there all day in that thing and just do laps. It's awesome. Maybe go and sit by the pool and drink a Mai Tai or something. That, hands down, better than Disney every time. Just awesome. That is like, perfect vacation for me. So yeah, even though it's only an hour away, we're still going to do a hotel because I want the lazy river. I don't want to go to a water park, but I do want the hotel with the lazy river. Go figure. I don't know. But normally you have to go to a pretty good sized resort in order to get something like that. And this one isn't. It's like townhomes or something. I don't know. But it really wasn't that expensive. So should be fun. But that also means that Friday, I'm not going to be at the office. So yet another week where I did not do a full and complete week in the office. So weird. I do have a professional development meeting that morning, but I can do it on Zoom. So pretty excited about that. So I am going to be trying to hide the fact Maybe I'll do it without video. I'll be like, you know what? I know all of them from, it's professional development is the Realtors Association. It's a committee that I'm on, and it's like it used to be called Education Committee. It's trying to figure out what education to provide to the realtors and stuff. But most of them on there, I've pretty much known for like forever. So if I'm sitting there drinking a Mai Tai by the pool in the lazy river, they probably would not judge, honestly. So I don't know if I could get away with actually doing it from the lazy river. So I will have to get my rear end out. Um, but I don't think they would judge me if I was like sitting beside the pool and working. So because all realtors work on their vacations. Excuse me. It was like in the licensing that you are going to work on every vacation, and anytime you try to take a 3-day weekend and do a vacation, invariably there will be at least 20 people that want to meet with you that day. It's somehow in the realtor code. Happens. But yeah, so yeah, they're going to be doing that stuff. I am going to be doing not that stuff. I'm going to be sitting by the pool aside from that one. And we go from there. What else is everybody else up to? You probably are like, we're going to Disney and we don't know what's wrong with you. So, I love Disney. I've done it so many times. I have done. Now, if you ask me for Cedar Point up in Ohio, I would be down for that because yeah. I mean, it's only during the summer. It's not like you can go in the winter, unlike Disney. And those roller coasters are amazing. They are the best roller coasters in the entire world. What is there, like 25 roller coasters they have at that park? It is insane. I haven't been there in several years, but it's amazing. Love Cedar Point. Those are some really intense roller coasters, though. I have actually, if you know Cedar Point, I have actually ridden the Top Thrill Dragster. I will never do that again. That was a little intense for me, but I did ride it once. It counts. So I will do anything at least once. If you want me to jump out of a plane, I will jump out of a plane one time. Now, I don't know if I would do it again, but I would do it at least once. So, but yeah, I've done pretty much all of the roller coasters. SeaWorld actually has some really good roller coasters at this point, which is bizarre, but they really do. They've got some excellent ones. What else is going on? I don't know what else is going on. It's just the weather's changing. I know it's still hot. It's still hot, but the weather is a changing. So we are now going into our beautiful weather. Oh, I love this time of year. We get some gorgeous weather coming through. So the longer we go through September, the better the weather gets until we get into October, and then it is just glorious. I love it. So we are going to have some amazing weather coming in October, which is when we start having all of the outdoor activities primarily. So right now it's still a little hot out. It's a little hot out, but coming up soon, we're going to have some gorgeous weather. So I'm ecstatic. I really am. I love it. Oh, you're supposed to be doing all sorts of stuff. I've got camping going on coming up. Home buyer workshop. We've got a home buyer workshop that we're doing here at the office and online on the 23rd. And I believe this one's going to be in English and Spanish as well, but we'll see. May possibly be on the radio as well. I don't know. I will check on that. But yeah, it will definitely be on the 23rd. So it's just going to be going over all of the information on how to purchase a home in Florida and what you need to know. Hey, it's Nike. I was wondering if you were on here. Thank you again for the kind words in your email reply last week. You're welcome. I'm going to take your advice and hopefully visit the area later this month and meet with an agent about renting a home. That is awesome. We'll make sure and say hi. Hopefully I'll be in the office. So just let your agent know if you want to say hi, and they will make sure and set that up for you. So they're cool with that. So I don't know which agent it is, but they all kind of are cool with that. I'm like, "Hey, can I say hi to your customer?" And they're like, "Yeah, whatever." So, yeah. Let's see. It's gonna be one of the property managers if you're renting a property. So, don't might even get my husband. 'Cause he does rentals. Don't know. It just depends on what rental you're getting. But it's cool. I have to see you when I'm in the area. Cool. Yeah, come on in for coffee. We'll sit down. I had somebody come in this morning. They were meeting with me and a Lottie, and like I said, they were purchasing a home or building a home. They weren't really sure, so we were just kind of talking out the different options. They had like a year, so it was a good time frame. So, yeah, they were we were all kind of like chit-chatting and stuff. I forgot to offer them coffee or water. I was like the world's worst host. And then it was a couple and the husband actually was like, "Can I get a water?" And I was like, "Oh, oh my goodness. How did I possibly?" But like normally, to be fair, normally Carla will go and walk them to the conference room and see if they want coffee or water, and she'll bring a whole tray and everything like that. But she, I was just kind of coming down the hall as they were coming into the office, and I just kind of was like, "Oh, yeah, of course." So I almost said their name just now, and I don't know if they want that or not. So we went and sat down and just got right into it. Completely forgot to even check and see on their basic needs. It was so sad. I was like, I blame the sugar that's going on at our office. There's a lot of sugar going on today, so I'm going to blame it on that. Not the fact that I am a horrible, horrible host here in the office, but I don't know. Normally, if you come in, you're going to get offered tea or coffee or water. If you've flown in, we're probably going to give you a goodie bag or a basket to take home with you, stuff like that. Because, you came all the way in to talk to us. I mean, you want to make sure that you're comfortable and be hospitable and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, but now if you actually become a customer, then we actually are going to start doing these, I think, because wow. Did you see this? Oh man, I ruined that one. It's got like orange frosting like crazy. But they have like cupcakes and cookies. And yeah, I did. I put the box stop right into it. But look at this. It's got the cutest little, like, isn't that adorable? And they can do like our logo on the little cookies. And there's like little fancy brownies. I don't know. I thought it was cute. They had one that you could paint on with edible paint, and you just dip the little brush that comes with it in water, and you can paint like the little. I thought it was cute. I would do a house instead of a thing, but yeah, this is neat. Oh, man, I'm getting the orange frosting everywhere though. But yeah, and then of course we had leftover. We had leftover cookies from our thing this morning. So we had cookies. There is so much sugar in this office right now. It is insane. But yeah, bevscustombakery.com. They're the ones that came in and brought us 2 boxes of all of these amazing cookies and stuff. And I feel like I don't know, I need to do something with them. I might take them with us to the Realtor Association tomorrow. Because we are going to a safety class, and maybe I can help her with some more advertising. So, I don't know, maybe take her over there, take them over there for that. 'Cause I don't know that she would be able to bring in boxes of cookies to the Realtor Association, but I know if I'm bringing them in, I'm like, here you go. I had an extra at my office. But I mean, we have like a big old huge tray of cookies in there too, left over from the event this morning. So I mean, there's a lot of sugar. It's a lot of sugar. And of course, in my office, we always have something. I have it hiding over here, but this is always on my desk. not necessarily these particular candies, but there's always some kind of candy on my desk. So that when agents or customers or whatever come in, they just help themselves to candy. So normally when I'm talking to somebody, they're eating candy while I'm talking to them. So yeah, it's just a thing. I don't know. I want anybody to come in and just be comfortable. So like I don't have I mean, I have chairs in my office, but I have a huge comfy couch as well and little throw pillows and stuff. So I don't know if I can think I can share this. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, that's my office. More or less. But isn't it comfy? So comfy. But yeah, normally when people come in though, we don't go to my office. We go to the conference room because that's a lot more, I don't know, professional. It's very professional and of course it's very inviting as well and all of that, but it's not like in here. In here is like safe space. This is where agents come in to chat about issues they're having or stuff that they need to work on or how to level up. This is where I talk to employees, my family even. My husband will come in here, my daughter will come in here. My daughter will take naps on that couch if it's after school and she ends up here. So it's just multi-purpose. Multi-purpose. But yeah, any of our agents are actually allowed to bring their kids in here as long as they don't disturb anybody else. But the office is pretty good size, so if anything else, just hang out. But I don't know. I don't know if that's a lot of offices like that or whatever. I'm sure there are, but ours is just like it's your family. It's how can you have a work without family? There's to us, there's not really a huge separation. There's like I don't know. How else do you work on your work life balance if it's like, no, we're going to have you work here and pretend that you don't have children for 8 hours a day or whatever hours you work. It doesn't work. So, while of course we want everybody to be professional and stuff, sometimes you end up with your kids, especially in the summertime. I would rather you work and have your kids with you than not work because your kids are with you, if that makes sense. So, whatever. But not a lot of them really do that. But like I know my daughter worked with me a lot. Our son definitely worked with us. But I don't know. Maybe it's just an Ocala thing too, because a lot of people end up working with their kids in real estate even after years later. Maybe they'll go and do college and they'll do all sorts of stuff, and then they end up being working with them as a realtor, broker, or whatever. So you know, you never know. Okay. Well, it is so super quiet tonight. So quiet. So I guess I'm going to, speaking of family, I'm going to go ahead and head home and find mine. I just ate lunch like literally about an hour ago now. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all these cookies. I'm going to leave these cookies here, I think, for right now. So whoever's coming over to our office, come in and snag some cookies because holy smokes, I don't even know what we're going to do with them all. Um, Hopefully not eat them all ourselves because that would be bad. But there's a lot. All right. You guys have an awesome evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really, really appreciate you all. Thank you for letting me just ramble about Disney and the fun that is there, or how to do Disney, I guess. And I will chat with you soon. All right. Have a good night. Bye.